In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Faber-Castell Hexo fountain pen. I'll go over the specs, I will do a writing sample, and I'll tell you what I like and don't like about this pen coming up. Blake here with Blake's Broadcast. On this channel, I review fountain pens, paper, and ink, and as always, I put links in the show notes in the description below. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, it really helps out my channel. Alright, let's get on with the review. Today I want to share with you one of my favorite fountain pens under $50, the Faber-Castell Hexo. First of all, they come in three colors. They come in extra fine, fine, medium, and broad. And the retail price on these is $44. I do carry these at the Paper Mind for $36. And for Blake's Broadcast viewers and subscribers, you can get an additional 10% off with code BB10 at checkout. I've been using this silver one in particular the last 2 months, and this really is one of my favorite fountain pens. Let's walk through the pen. We'll grab this silver one here, which is the one I've been using. It is a anodized aluminum body, which I think looks really nice. It has a nice matte finish to it. It's faceted. The name Hexo, it's hexagonal, so there's 6 sides to it. This has just a really nice look and feel in the hand. I like the faceted body. It feels really, really nice. Talking about the design here, it's sort of fattest at the top of the cap, and then it basically tapers very slightly all the way to the tail of the pen. On the tail, there's nothing there. It's just rounded aluminum. And on the finial, we have the sort of jousters, which is the Faber-Castell logo engraved here. Quite a nice looking engraving, I think. And then we have this very flat clip, which is also matte. I believe this is steel, not aluminum. I don't think you could do a clip out of aluminum. It is more textured on the other two pens with the black clip, where it's smoother on the silver one. And it is a snap cap. It does post very well. And for me, and that is one of the major reasons why I much prefer it to the Lamy All-Star, because this is a much longer pen when posted and it's got a metal cap, it just becomes more back-weighted than I like. So while the Safari I find to be quite comfortable when posted, the All-Star is less so. And this Hexo does not have that problem at all. Now it's a snap cap, and you can kind of see we have these little like raised portions here that are fatter towards the body and taper out. These are what snap onto the cap, and if we look at the cap, we have these little cutouts here in this sort of plastic white cap liner. But it posts very nicely. I also feel like when I'm posting this, it fits really nicely, whereas when you post a All-Star, I don't have this issue with the Safari. I don't know why I'm picking on the All-Star, but this is just a pen that I've always wanted to like, but that never just ended up working for me the way that the Safari did, and now the Hexo. There's a little bit of weird uncertainty here before you kind of have to push on it. It just doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't work as well as the regular Safari or this Hexo, where it just feels, posting it feels right, whereas on the All-Star just doesn't feel as smooth and luxurious as posting this does. That's a weird thing to say, but I'm just telling you how I feel about the pen. Now, we do have a injection molded section here, and it is translucent. Let's see if that'll show up. You can kind of see a bit of the feed, especially towards the end here. It's fatter at the back, and then it tapers out before flaring. This is a super comfortable grip section. It's a very big grip section. You do see an injection molding line. I think it's just one. No, there's two. One on top and one on bottom. They're not as like prominent as on like a Pilot pen, but if you look for them and you try to feel them, you can feel them there. In normal use, it's not something I don't think you're ever really gonna pay much attention to, but just big, comfortable grip section. And then we have a very nice looking Faber-Castell nib, very modern looking with this sort of dot pattern. And you can see M, and then we also have the jousters again as the logo there. It is a smaller nib, but it's pretty similar in size to a Lamy nib. It's maybe just a touch shorter, but roughly the same width. And on the black versions, or not the black versions. On the other two versions, we have a black nib, which I think looks really, really cool. Now, I am about to lose the camera in front of me, so we'll keep working down here. Now, in terms of the filling system, it's a standard international cartridge and converter. It comes with one cartridge. The converter is sold separately, but being that it's a standard international cartridge and converter, one converter you can share between a bunch of different pens. One of the things that I really love about this pen is the way that they do the threading on here. So it always lines up, like right at the end there's a snap, and it's in line with the Faber-Castell logo here. I'm not sure exactly how the logo is done here. I'm guessing it is printed, but not 100% sure on that. Now let's do some measurements. This is roughly 133, 134 millimeters long. Uncapped, it is 123. Posted, about 151 millimeters long. And then for the grip section, at the widest point, we're looking at 12.3. And then at the narrowest, 10. A really nice size grip section. I really appreciate that. You can also see some of the color. I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but I'm just noticing and maybe it's just because I have these really bright lights that we're looking at. You can see I have a purple ink cartridge in here, and that purple ink I can kind of see through the sort of black translucent grip section. Looking at 11.6 grams uncapped, and then with the cap, 18.6. So it's quite a lightweight pen. Let's compare that to a Safari. Yeah, very, very similar weight, but this is just feels perfect in the hand. You don't have the triangular grip section that you have on the Safari, which some people may not like. And then it's just not, you don't have as much weight hanging off the back of the pen. It just feels really, really nice. Now to compare it to some other very nice size pens that I am quite fond of, sort of my other 10 out of 10 size-wise pens, here it is with a Aurora Optima. And you can see even the Hexo, I think, has an even longer grip section, which is pretty luxurious than the Aurora Optima, which is, you know, one of my all-time favorite pens for comfort. And then here I have a Delta Dunya, which again, very similar size, shorter grip section here, but just these size pens, the Optima size pen, which is sort of a bit fatter and shorter, these are just perfect for me. They are just what feels right in my hand. Now, compared to some other pens here, here we have it with a Lamy Safari, a Pilot Brera, and here's just for measure, a Sailor King of Pen Iro Miyabi. This is a very nice full-size pen with a good width to it. So let's do the writing sample. For the writing sample, I'm going to be using a Papermind Mitsubishi bank paper notebook. These notebooks are excellent for fountain pens, and for Blake's Broadcast viewers and subscribers, you can get 10% off with code BB10 at checkout. Faber-Castell Hexo, and this is a medium, and this is a Kaweco purple cartridge. Purple, can't spell purple. So fast writing. There's zero performance issues. The performance on this pen has been really flawless. I know people really give a lot of praise to Faber-Castell's steel nibs. These are really, really nice. I'm sorry about the siren in the background. Live in San Francisco. It's part of the deal. You know, in terms of smoothness, it's decently smooth. I wouldn't say it's like crazy buttery smooth, but it has a touch of feedback that I really like. It's just been an enjoyable experience using this pen. In terms of reverse writing, that's catching quite a lot. It does seem like it can do it, and you do get a different look there. It's not the smoothest, though, I will say. In terms of flexibility, you can get a little bit there, but I wouldn't push on this too much. It's a steel nib. Overall, really no performance issues. This pen writes really nicely and it's super comfortable, feels great in the hand. So what are my pros and cons for the Faber-Castell Hexo fountain pen? I think the biggest pro here for me is that this is a very nicely made, very comfortable fountain pen under $50. I think I'm probably right in saying that this is the most comfortable for me fountain pen under $50. It feels just as comfortable as my favorite fountain pen, the Aurora Optima, but for like a tenth the price. This is a really nice full-size pen. You don't have the triangular grip section, which many people don't love on the Safari. So this is a pen that will work for a lot of people. It posts really nicely. It's not back weighted. It's just a very, very comfortable fountain pen. The other great thing about this pen, it looks really, really nice. It feels nice. The nibs write very, very well. Takes standard international cartridge and converter. Nothing proprietary here. And it's a nice pen. In terms of cons, well, you only get these 3 colors. So if you are somebody that likes to collect fountain pens, the Lamy All-Star will be the better choice. It does not come with a converter, but neither does the All-Star, which I think is its main competitor. The nibs are not as easily interchangeable as on a Safari or an All-Star. So that's a smaller downside, but overall for an everyday fountain pen under $50, I've really, really been enjoying this. Do you guys have this pen? Do you like this pen? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more fountain pen paper and ink videos, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much, and until next time.